Good morning. My name is Jay Grazioso, and I stand before you as the Vice President of the Quincy Mutual Aid Association. Quincy Police Mutual Aid Association is a benevolent association comprised of members of all ranks, both sworn and unsworn, of the Quincy Police Department. While both the patrolmen's and supervisors associations are the bargaining agents for their respective members, the Mutual Aid Association performs benevolent duties such as providing death benefits to members, spouses, and designated beneficiaries upon a member or their spouse's death. The association also takes part in charitable activities, community events, and membership activities that promote and advance a sense of fellowship with each other. While these are all vital tasks, I'm going to take some license here because they gave me the mic and declare that the most important role of mutual aid is what brings us here today. The annual Quincy Police Memorial that has been taking place on the first Sunday after Memorial Day for many, many decades. A day where we gather to honor and remember those who have gone before us and built what you see before you today. Sir Isaac Newton said, "If I have seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." The men and women we gather to remember today are those giants. Without the dedication and sacrifice of both them and their families, we would not be standing here as members of the best police department I've been exposed to in my 20 years of experience. As I reflect upon this ceremony and all of you joining us today, I feel great pride and gratitude. Proud to be a member of this department, proud to be the son of a retiree from this department, and proud to see the next generation of the Quincy Police family joining us today. Some of my earliest memories are marching in this column with my dad heading over to the old Bryant post some 35 years ago. In addition to pride, I also feel gratitude. Grateful to be joined today not just by members of the police family, but the members and leaders of our community who are joining us in this important tradition. We appreciate the support and ask that you make it a point to share with your colleagues in government, as well as society as a whole, the positive work being done day in and day out here at the QPD. On behalf of the Quincy Police Mutual Aid Association, thank you for being here, and we welcome you to the 2024 Quincy Police Memorial. With that, I would like to introduce Rabbi Gurkow, filling in for Rabbi Lizelle for opening prayer.
Good morning. Special honor to be invited here to give the opening prayer. Been here a number of times before with our mayor who has invited me to his inauguration, Mr. Tobin, on Law Day. Standing here before you in front of active police members and retired members, those who have passed on, those who have given their life in active duty, it is really humbling to be standing here today and think about the great work that you do. There is definitely a great sense and pride and role modeling that beholds a police officer. Let's face it, which kid would not want to say, I want to be a police officer when I grow up? But at the same time, one never knows what will confront you at any given moment from so many who unfortunately look at you as a target. So today we are here to remember our finest who have served that role with dignity, and those who have given their lives for the safety of our community. As I stand before you, I offer my prayer to open this session. May the Lord bless you all and your families. May the Lord put it in the heart and soul of each and every one of us to remember these heroes, to follow in their footsteps. May He, the Lord, bring us and to the whole world peace, understanding, acceptance, and friendship. Thank you very much.
Next, we'll have Officer Don Sauter and Officer Cam Smith present the national anthem.
Detail, advance, hot, close, colors.
Oh, say,
Up,
oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
order, out. Colors.
We welcome Chief Mark Kennedy to the podium on behalf of the Quincy Police Department.
Separate, run.
Well, thank you all for coming here on such a beautiful Sunday morning. Last month, I had the opportunity to attend a police leadership conference in Colorado, and over dinner, talking with police leaders from around the country, and we were discussing some issues and challenges that we've had in our departments. And you know, it seemed nationwide there was an issue with recruiting or issues with community engagement and building trust in communities and violence in their communities. And I made the comment at that table that I am by far the luckiest police chief in the country, because we have in the city of Quincy, I'm explaining to them that we have the support of our community. We have the support of our elected representatives who constantly stand by us. We don't have issues recruiting. We have people that still want to be Quincy police officers. You know, for a city next to a major metropolitan city, we don't have the violence that people experience across the country. And I was just commenting that you know how fortunate I was, and it occurs to me on a day like this that didn't happen overnight. The trust that we have in our community, the fact that people still want to be Quincy police officers, the fact that we're a safe city, the fact that the men and women standing before me do their jobs incredibly well and so professionally every day, makes me incredibly proud to be the chief of the Quincy Police Department. And again, it didn't happen overnight. It was the hard work of the men and women who are standing off to my side here, who passed that tradition on to those of us who are still in uniform, and it was the officers that came before them that passed it on to them and instilled it into them. And you know, so that's really, it occurs to me what we're doing here today and what we're celebrating. And tomorrow afternoon, I should say, we're going to be swearing in 7 new Quincy police officers, and I just ask you to pass on to them what has been instilled in us by these officers standing over here, and keep that tradition going. You know, when I was graduated from the police academy, our training lieutenant Vincent Flaherty told us the police academy taught you to be cops, and now we're going to teach you how to be Quincy cops, and that does mean something, and it still means something. And again, it's because of the men and women that came before us, who we honor here today, that's special, and that does mean something. So I ask you all to instill upon them what has been instilled on us, and thank you all and your families for what you do every day for the city of Quincy. Again, I'm incredibly proud to be here and to have the support of our elected representatives, and I know Mayor Koch is going to introduce them all. But thank you. It means so much that you're standing with us here today. So thank you, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
On behalf of the city, Mayor Koch.
Thank you, Sergeant, Rabbi Gurkow, Chief Kennedy, Chief Keenan, members of the command staff, distinguished members of the Quincy Police Department, retirees. It's an honor and privilege to be with you this morning. I do want to acknowledge my colleagues in government who are here this morning. Senator Keenan, Senator Timilty, Representative Ayers, Representative Chan, District Attorney Morrissey, Mayor Phelan, Clerk Tobin, members of the City Council, Noel DeBona, Scott Campbell, Jim Devine, retired Lieutenant, Councilor Dan Minton. Also want to acknowledge Kathy Hubley from the school committee. Appreciate them being here this morning. Just a week ago, we were here honoring our veterans on Memorial Day, a time the country pauses and remembers those that died in service to the nation. This morning, we're here to honor our Quincy Police Department, both deceased, retired, as well as those that continue to serve. Chief, you talked about how lucky we are where we live and the lack of violence, and we deal with crime, but it's not by accident. It's the commitment the city makes. It's the commitment each of you make each and every day on the street, keeping us safe. There is evil in this world, there's no doubt about it. And if we allow it to take root, we can see what happens when we've seen some of the inner cities across this country. Literally lost neighborhoods due to that. How blessed we are to have you, so well educated, so well trained, you serve with fidelity, you show compassion for people. I'm just grateful, and I speak on behalf of my colleagues in government, for the work each of you do each and every day. It was said last year 378 officers were shot in the line of duty. 46 of them died. 115 were ambushed. We have to keep our guard up. We have to continue to be supportive of law enforcement, because you are that line between good and evil. Thank you for what you do. May God continue to bless you and protect you. Enjoy the day.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We welcome Lieutenant William Ward to the podium to call the roll of deceased of the last 5 years.
Detail. Attend. Hut.
2024, Officer Kevin Cook, Officer Peter Masillo, Officer Edwin Blinn, Officer Paul Reardon. 2023, Lieutenant Jeffrey Burrell, Sergeant Thomas Tierney, Officer Ralph Ames Jr., Dispatcher John L.J. Neal. 2022, Lieutenant John Jack Doyle, Sergeant Richard Laracy, Officer Joseph O'Reilly, Officer Ollie Scanlon, Officer Paul Smith. 2021, Captain Vincent Flaherty, Lieutenant Paul Tarowski, Sergeant Jimmy Buell, Officer Paul Hacker Quinn, Officer Joseph Manning, Officer William Schultz. 2020, Sergeant Frank Buckley, Officer Anthony Balzano, and Dispatcher Russell Deming. At this time, we'd like to invite the Masillo family up to place the wreath on our memorial.
Jesus! Out! Order! Out! Hey! Teacher! Hooray! Yes!
We welcome Rabbi Gurkow back to the podium for closing prayer, please.
As when I opened the session, so as I stand here to close the session, I remain in humility and respect for all of you. What a special tribute, special emotional experience standing here today with you. In Jewish literature, we read, one should pray for the well-being of authority, for if it not for authority, one his fellow man will swallow. It is in the spirit that we pray for the well-being of our law enforcement, for those who have given their lives, for the safety of our fellow citizens, for those who have committed their lives, for the safety of our fellow citizens. They should be, once again, a constant reminder to all of us for the role that we have been given to lead our lives with principles and morals, to be role models and shining lights to the people around us and beyond, and to hopefully spread the globe. May the Lord bless us, each and every one of us. May we all be healthy and well, and may we all say Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate it. As we close the ceremony here today, we just want to say thank you for joining us and remembering our fallen. We would also like to ask each and every one of you to say a special prayer for past Quincy Police Mutual Aid Association President Paul Murphy as he battles some serious health complications. Paul has always been a staunch advocate for Quincy Police Mutual Aid and wants nothing more than to be here with us today. Paul, we're with you in this fight, just like you were with us every time we needed you. Now please join us at Quincy High School for some refreshments and camaraderie. And as we line up for the march to Quincy High School, we invite the children of our members to join their moms and dads in the ranks as part of this long-standing tradition. Thank you.